Hey guys, Rick here with Soil Samurai Gardens. So, been a long time for a video, and we are actually going to be changing pace a little bit on this go around here. I want you to look. This is a very buried yard. So, I'm gonna say probably 6 or 7 weeks ago, I had the master gardeners come out and visit my garden, and I was actually embarrassed. Not of my garden, the garden was great. I was embarrassed of my turf. So, being a horticulture major and being a master gardener, I took a lot of pride in my garden, but I got to looking at my neighbors' yards and everything, and they looked halfway decent, while mine was full of crabgrass, henbit, dandelions, thistle, everything but turf. So I decided I want to move forward and make the best yard in the neighborhood. I may or may not have a leg up being a horticulture person, but I understand everything revolves around soil. So, hence the name of my channel, Soil Samurai Gardens. Everything revolves around soil. So, I have decided to do a complete lawn renovation. Now, as far as my garden, it has been completely organic. It will remain completely organic. And as much as I hate to promote things, chemicals, I went ahead and glyphosated my entire yard with a product called Eraser, which is similar to Roundup. So I refuse to give Monsanto any money. So I used Eraser. I killed off my yard. Did it in 2 applications, and then I hauled in 15 yards of compost. Just like my garden is 100% compost, I top layered about 2 inches of compost onto that's roughly 5,000 square feet of turf. And before I did all that, I put in an irrigation system by myself. So you see the heads going off now. I have 5 zones. I went and got a quote from the irrigation people, and they told me it would be about $5,000 to put an irrigation system into my yard. While that's not a bad price, I suppose, I knew I could do it for a lot less, and I did it for a lot less. I think I spent just over $1,200 putting this in myself, and I took much more pride in it as well. So I did a lot of research via YouTube and was able to bring this on up correctly. So that's what I did there. And I have a funny shaped yard. I got the big area here, but I have these side strips running all the way down to the end of the fence, and that's about a 200-foot run from where I'm standing at now. So had to do a lot of math and calculations, and it was a lot of digging. So, but most of it was done with a trencher. I went and rented a trencher from Home Depot and was able to get that out. But I had the utility company come out and mark areas, and wherever they marked, I had to hand dig that with a shovel. And all of this, all the way down, had to been hand dig, on both sides, had to be hand dig because they have utilities ran on both sides of that. But I'm happy with the outcome, and I can kind of be lazy now. So I planted seed, turf type tall fescue, which is pretty much what the neighborhood is, that or Kentucky bluegrass, being in the transition zone. So we do better with cool season grasses here. And I planted that the day before yesterday on this side, but I planted it roughly a week ago, 7 or 8 days ago, on my other side here, and we'll come and take a look. So got little sproutlings. You can probably see it now, the green tint coming in. So this is my newly seeded grass. I have to come out and do some new weeding. I should have did a third round of glyphosate, but I thought I was running out of time, so I'll probably take care of that in the spring. But I'm pretty happy with the outcome. See if I can get my shadow out of the way. Pretty happy with the outcome of what's happening right now with the fescue. So I went to a seminar at Grass Pad out here, which is a like a lawn store. They sell seeds and gardens. It's a lawn and garden store. So I went to a seminar there. Then I've spent probably a good 80 to 100 hours on YouTube watching a lot of people like GCI Lawn, Grass Daddy, Lawn Care Nut, and just seeing what those guys do because they have such popular channels. So much like John Kohler on Growing Your Greens, where I spent a lot of time learning about my garden and garden techniques, I'm doing the same thing with my lawn now as well. So very happy with this for the moment, so I'll continue to do progression videos on it as well. The garden was a success. I have put it to sleep. So I am in the process of putting cover crops in it now. So I know I didn't do as many videos as I was supposed to have done this year on it, but there may be a couple follow-up videos and everything. So I'll look at my background here. This is my banana tree. That's my banana tree right here. This guy, he was about 6 inches tall when I put him in the ground. He's probably pushing about 8 or 9 foot now. And I will have to winterize that guy. So what I'll end up doing is cutting it back about 8 inches, wrapping bubble wrap, some insulation, just giving it a nice thick bed cover for the winter and go forward from there. And then my cannas, the Musifolia cannas, they've done real well. So they pushed about 10 foot and they actually still might be growing, I don't know. But very happy with this area. It actually covered up my little fountain back here, which I thought was gonna be my centerpiece, but it didn't happen. And then my coleus, so I've let everything go to seed because the bees are heavy out here. So there's a little bumblebee right there. Not Hank, but it's a bumblebee. Got some honeybees. But there's probably a good 100 bees out here in any given time. So I'm going to head and leave this up. I know it looks horrible now, but at this point I'm actually just shutting everything down and starting to prepare for next season. But I just wanted to show you my turf progression because I think I'm going to be incorporating it into Soil Samurai Gardens now, or I might do another channel, I'm not sure. But some of you guys that are gardeners might be into turf as well, and I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. It just, you know, for a guy that was, I've never been into turf ever. So but I got kind of a wake-up call, you know, with being how proud my backyard garden is, but my turf just looked horrible. So I mean, I cut it I mean, you know, they have they suggest cutting turf at like 3.5, 4 inches, but I didn't have turf, so I cut it on the lowest setting because I hated cutting altogether. So but I will be taking more care into it now. I'm going to be buying a new mower or two. And what I'm trying to do is take what I know from the garden and incorporate it into my lawn as far as introducing beneficial bacteria, mycorrhiza fungi, things like that, which makes my vegetable garden so successful. But I think the compost was really going to give it a decent leg up as well. So ideally, I would probably end up going completely organic in it if I can. I don't know yet. But being that none of this stuff is edible, but being a semi-environmentalist, I don't want any bad stuff washed up into the drains, the waterways, because that actually comes right back to me anyway. And I'm real pertinent about keeping my family on a pesticide-free diet when it comes to the garden, and take a lot of pride in that. So I'm gonna see how this can do. I mean, I want a complete lawn domination for my neighborhood though. I have the biggest lot in the neighborhood, so I think it's only right to kind of raise everybody's property value by having a really nice, I mean, just stadium quality lawn. So we'll see. All right, guys, that is a wrap on this video. So we'll get to a garden video probably in the future before I wrap the channel up for the year. And if you have any questions or anything, just let me know and we'll go forward from there. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Rick out.